And it's live.
The first attempt, you didn't see anything. We're good.
We're back.
It's all good.
We're here. We're drinking alcohol. It's
Welcome to episode 2 of the FishStakes Podcast. Still haven't got the full stakes. Morgan's missed 2 episodes now, which frankly I feel like is disgraceful.
It's disappointing.
Yeah. She's still got the Rona. She's probably on Rona 37 now, something like that. She's collecting them all.
100%.
Catch 'em style. Everything else is still the same though. It's still just a podcast where we drink beer. That's pretty much it.
Or cider.
Or cider. Or bubble. What is it? Marshmallow cider.
Marshmallow cider, yeah. And whatever Craig's got.
Whatever that is.
All right, should we do a drink? Should we do a drink alert? What drink everyone's got?
What's up?
Should we do a drink shout
okay.
out?
I've got Kirin Ichiban, which is Japanese beer, #1 in Japan.
All right, I've just
marshmallow cider.
I've just got a Pepsi in a Gengar glass.
Rocking it. What's Craig got?
I left mine downstairs.
Oh.
I have.
It's a rookie man.
I have the shop downstairs' finest dilute orange juice.
Oh god, yeah, okay. It looks like piss, but yeah.
With bits or without bits?
We're all pretty hardcore here at FishStakes.
Graham, I'd go to the doctor, mate.
That's where it's brown and you go for 8 minutes.
No, that's normal.
No problem there.
We are live.
So I feel like that one of the main things we can discuss coming up soon is in like a week or so, which is Godzilla versus Kong. So
yeah. Before that though, I've a bit of an announcement to make.
He's pregnant.
So, yeah, we can get a little bit serious here for a second.
Oh, okay.
It's something that I've been sort of having this internal fight with for a while now, and I've decided to choose this podcast as my medium to announce that I am
retiring.
Team Godzilla.
Hey! Team Godzilla.
Team Godzilla, guys.
I tell you what, this makes for a good arc though, because now we've got 3 of us that are Team Kong and 3 of us that are Team Zilla.
Team Monkey.
So it's literally split down the middle of FishStakes.
But as of right now, in this podcast, it's 3v2.
It's very true. Morgan's let it down.
Yeah. Morgan, I know you'll...
video where it was 4v1 and it's completely flipped around.
Well, I decided to go, because obviously we've discussed this whole Godzilla vs. Kong thing in a few videos now, and I was like, I'm going to have to watch this movie, because it's become ingrained in, FishStakes lore. So, I didn't watch the first Godzilla. I watched a bit of it, got bored of it and turned it off. I watched Skull Island, which is a brilliant movie. Never bothered with King of the Monsters because I didn't even watch the first Godzilla. So I decided to go back and watch all the movies. And first of all, Godzilla, the first Godzilla. I don't know what I was thinking. It's a friggin' amazing movie.
It is, isn't it?
It's so good. Dude, Godzilla. I actually think it's better than King of the Monsters, but Godzilla in that movie is a badass. Also, he can throw hands. For some reason, I thought Godzilla had little tiny baby arms.
God, no.
It's gonna be a proper fight.
He does have tiny little baby arms in comparison to Kong, but he can still tackle people and rugby challenge them and all sorts.
Listen, have you seen the scene in the first film where he grabs that monster by the fucking mouth and just vomits down its throat with atomic breath?
That moment, I was like, I'm Team Godzilla.
That was the moment James converted.
Also, the sound design in that movie is amazing.
Yeah,
the growls and the noises that all the monsters make, and then the first time Godzilla charges his laser up, it just sounds so sick. What a movie!
If you enjoyed that Godzilla, you should watch Shin Godzilla, the Japanese one. That is an amazing design of Godzilla. It's incredible, and his breath is just insane. But to King of the Monsters as well, though, the fight scenes in that are amazing as well with Ghidorah.
I just love how in the first one, once it's over, he's just like peace, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
He literally just walks off and gets back in the ocean. I'm done. They're dead.
The monsters.
Like
My job here is done.
he's literally on the news. Like there's TV cameras on him, and he's just like, "Cheers, thanks guys, I'm out, peace." He just like gets back in the sea.
I've saved you. I'm done. See you later. No, it's great.
Before we do continue this discussion, Craig and Sam, can you both say just a sentence, just the test that we can't hear you? Just add feedback to say.
I mean, I don't think I've said much so far, but hopefully this sentence suffices as me speaking.
And Sam, again, just without Craig.
Yeah, sentence to tell you can hear me. Team Zilla.
All right,
all the way.
Morgan, let me know. Continue. Both are sweet. I've had the feedback almost
Apparently,
instantly.
we can hear Sam, but he's quiet.
Alright.
You tell me. But yeah, so Zilla versus Kong. What's Kong going to bring to the fight? He's even had to go make his own axe because he's that inadequate.
The thing I like about Kong, because Skull Island is a brilliant
Great
movie.
film, fantastic film.
I still think it might be the best film of the three, just as a film. But for me, it didn't have like the moment when Godzilla like lasers the throat of the Muto. Like Skull Island doesn't have a moment like that, like an epic moment. You're like, holy crap! But Kong, I do like the fact that like, because with Kong, you can sort of relate to him a little bit because he's got more of a human. Like he shows emotion, so.
Yeah, I know. I get what you mean. Godzilla doesn't. He just screams at people and breathes. At times.
He's cool.
Just because you can't understand lizard emotion doesn't mean that it's only left the other.
Listen, Sam, I'm a convert.
Yeah, he's a Godzilla. Fine.
I've even got my Godzilla shirt on and everything.
Amazing. It's crazy because in the first film, the Mutos are only there because they wouldn't give them the rights for the actual monsters yet. Because it was basically like Japan saying to America, "Listen, lads, prove yourself first that you can make a good Godzilla film, and then we'll give you the monsters." And then because it done so well, they gave them the monsters for King of the Monsters. So,
Yeah, I thought it was amazing.
yeah, they had to prove themselves because the 1999 Godzilla was a massive disappointment to all of Japan.
I loved that when I was a kid, but then I really watched it when I was a kid.
Well, no, that's Japan. Everyone was disappointed by it.
I liked it, to be fair.
It's so much so that Toho actually bought the rights to that Godzilla just so actual Godzilla could kill it off.
It's actually not like, so there's a place, forgot the name of the hotel, but there's a hotel in Shinjuku with like Godzilla's like crashing through it and his head like comes out the top. But if you go in that hotel, like on the main floor, they have like basically like an area that's like obviously dedicated to Godzilla, and on one of the walls they've got like posters
All the films
with dates dedicated to every single film and every single like piece of media Godzilla's ever been in, like games and TV shows, everything. The only one that's not there is that.
Oh,
like they're just pretending that it doesn't exist.
Listen, guys, it didn't happen. What are you on about? 1999? Nah. Yeah, that's it was a bad time for Godzilla.
Imagine they opened up like a Kong hotel opposite that, and it had Kong like just punching his way out of it.
There is actually Kong somewhere. I've got a photo of him from 1 year, but it's nowhere near as big as the Godzilla. It's like he's crawling up a building, but
don't they brand it when they get like sponsorships? Don't they like? Didn't you say 1 year they had it drinking a giant coffee or something?
Yeah. But they made a hand to like go next to the head with a Starbucks coffee in it.
Oh my god, that's so stupid.
And at night his mouth like lights up like he's firing ladle.
That's amazing. I love that. It's the fact that he gave him a giant Starbucks coffee cup to sell Starbucks.
Well, we couldn't give him a real size Starbucks coffee cup.
I mean, no. You wouldn't say it, would you? Well, I'm happy that we're now free for Kong versus Zilla anyway. So, I mean, we all know what's going to happen in the film. They're going to fight for a bit. No one's going to win, and then they're going to end up fighting someone bigger, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't want them to fight. They're very similar. Like, basically, what Kong does on Skull Island is what Godzilla's doing for the planet.
Pretty much, yeah.
Except, obviously, Godzilla's getting a bit pissy in this movie, I guess. Although I can't blame him because the human's taking a piss a little bit.
I mean, also, well, wouldn't you be pissed off at Kong because, you screamed out to say you're going to fight Ghidorah and you need help. Mothra comes along and helps, but Kong's like, I'm staying on my island, mate. See you later. I can't be out.
I mean,
to be
well,
fair,
to be fair with that, how's he? Yeah, he can't just swim across, can he?
He could swim.
Nah, he can't swim.
That's one hell of a swim.
He's a giant monkey. It's not that hell big a swim. Still a big swim for him. But Godzilla swims as well.
Yeah, but so looking at the trailer,
Godzilla's a whale.
He's comparing Kong's size to like a building, like a skyscraper. How far is Skull Island from wherever they were fighting?
Well, it was Uncharted, wasn't it? So it's
Yeah. We don't know really.
I mean, I still feel like how the ocean is, how big the ocean is, Graham.
yeah,
Maybe
but
it's because-
Godzilla. There's wormholes. Remember?
Yeah. He does
Godzilla.
use little like.
Yeah. He teleports.
Morgan wonders whether it be in 4:3 ratio.
I hope not.
To be fair, right? I'm just to segue into that quickly, so I don't want to go into all night about it. But I watched it last night, and I honestly, after the first couple of minutes, you don't notice the difference between them. You just
No,
don't.
you won't. I said like 10 minutes in, you won't notice it. But
just don't.
I just don't understand the decision.
It's just
This is in relation to the Snyder Cut, by the way, just
Yeah,
in case.
Justice League Snyder Cut was filmed in 4:3 ratio.
It's just because he
Bit of an odd
wanted it in
choice.
4:3. I don't know why. It's Zack Snyder. He does weird shit just because he wants to make it weird and different. So
I mean, he
anything
wants
ever
it to be
happen on-
artsy.
Did anything ever happen on the edge of the screen and you were like, thank God that was in there?
no. Story's a lot better though. Makes more sense.
Thing is that
Wait, were you saying that in favor of the 4:3 or against the 4:3?
I'm neither in favor or against it. It just looked fine.
No, James, that point you were trying to make, was that in favor or against?
Well, if there was something that happened on the edge of the screen, then I'd understand it. But if there isn't,
I mean, the
if
thing I
he
can think
still
of,
confined everything to the main viewing area of the screen, then why was it so
I know, like,
necessary?
above and below, there was like shit jumping up and down, all that stuff. Like you could
Cheerleaders.
see. Yeah, cheerleaders. Obviously.
Mario.
Nice.
Steppenwolf looks amazing in it as well. He
the
looks
thing
way better.
the thing I think of is that did they do the same thing with like at the end they had all the Justice League lining up in like a line on top of the whatever it is? Because that seems like it would be a lot worse in 4:3.
It looks fine.
Because you'd have to go further out to fit more of them on.
Thing is, as well with the Snyder Cut as well, as you actually see a lot more Flash and Cyborg, and their stories make sense, and they actually are efficient and do stuff. Whereas in the Whedon cut, it was just like, "Hey, look, here's Superman."
Craig, just before I cut to Craig, Sam, I don't think you pointed in the right place there, at least on the stream.
Right place on my Discord.
Let's try and avoid spoilers.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying nothing else anyway. It's fine. So,
Oh, come on now.
but it's good.
For what? Just, well, I mean, I suppose that's new.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Spoil King of the Monsters, because I'm going to talk about that in a bit.
We can spoil that. That's old as fuck. Well, not old as fuck, but like what, 3 or 4 years old now, isn't it? King of the Monsters. So
2019, I think.
Sam,
yeah, no, that's fair play. That's fair play.
You go and tell your son that at his next birthday he is old as fuck. Right.
I mean, he's nearly as old as Jesus.
Pretty old.
Oh my god. Forgot about that.
King of the Monsters is amazing because it has what? It has Ghidorah, it has Rodan, it has Mothra and Godzilla. I think it's just those 4, isn't it?
Is Rodan the Firebird?
Pterodactyl dude, yeah.
Right.
I think there was more, but they didn't show up for the final fight. It just showed them in their like habitats.
Craig is in a direction and he wants to speak.
I'll quickly go back to say a very quick question. In the original theatrical release of Justice League, was any of Snyder's footage used in that he filmed? Because I believe in the Snyder cut, it's pretty much all the stuff he filmed originally.
In the original theatrical release, I believe 20 to 30% of Snyder's footage was used, and the rest was all Whedon's footage that he reshot. Hence the dodgiest fucking mustache and everything. That was all reshot by Whedon.
So if they had it then, if he's using his old footage, why is it now in 4:3 when it was in theaters, not in 4:3?
It was recorded in 4:3 originally, anyway. It was recorded in 4:3. His whole footage was recorded in 4:3.
but they crop it.
Sorry.
I guess crop. Most things are recorded in 4:3, so they can be displayed in IMAX, but they're not broadcast in 4:3. That's the difference here.
Yeah,
It's like he's refusing to crop the movie. Basically, he's being a little.
he's being Snyder.
Yeah.
He's been a little Snyder boy.
I'll
So
say,
when you watch the Snyder cut, he's actually used none of Whedon's footage. Basically, none of it is Whedon's footage in that film.
Get weed on.
So,
Weedle.
which I'm happy with.
Get weed on.
There's some bits in Whedon's cut that are just so fucking stupid. They don't belong in there anyway. Like when the Flash falls into Wonder Woman's tits. Like it's
I
like
mean,
why?
I feel like he probably wasn't complaining when they filmed that.
No, I
It
bet he
was-
messed that up multiple times. Oh,
Well,
man.
Sorry,
Yeah,
gonna
Gal
do that
Gadot.
again.
Try that
Gal
once.
Gadot refused to do that scene, and her stunt actors also refused to do it until Whedon took her to like somewhere secluded and just fucking berated her till she said she'd do it. Basically, till she was crying. That's one of the backstage. That's one of the back behind the scenes things everyone's talking about is how Whedon was just an absolute knobhead when he was there, and he was a knobhead because he was pissed off. People didn't like Age of Ultron as much as he thought he was. So he
He
wasn't.
took that out on Gal Gadot.
He took out on the whole cast.
Hands up if you liked Age of Ultron, and they all just no one puts their hands up. He's like, right, I'm trashing this movie.
That's what James Gunn's tactic's gonna be as well.
Right.
But
Right.
everyone liked this movie, to be fair.
Yeah, no one's not like James Gunn's films yet, have they? So we'll see what happens with Suicide Squad this year. I can't see it being bad though because he's done well so far.
I liked Suicide Squad. I realize that's a rare opinion, but it's probably my
wasn't-
favorite DC film.
It wasn't terrible. It wasn't one of my favorites, but it wasn't terrible. Like it wasn't
I'm
as everyone says
indifferent.
it is.
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
say
indifferent.
It's my least to second least favorite.
Oh,
Down there with
DC or general?
DC. I mean, I've
Oh.
just completely lost interest in DC though. Like, I honestly don't care. I watched. I finally got around to watching Aquaman last night. Literally only because it's gone on Amazon Prime and I could watch it for free. And it was quite good. It was good. I enjoyed it, but I just don't care about the series at all. Like, I'm just like it. You know how you just get like all right / good films come along and they're just like you watch it and it's good, but it's not something you look forward to or are bothered about.
DC have been on a roll since Justice League. All the other films have been good, basically. Aquaman good, Shazam good, Harley Quinn good. Nice background, James.
Sam, at any point
your boy.
watching it, we had this exact
Boy.
thought when we watched it. At any point during Aquaman, did you literally think that Michael Bay took over and there was just random explosions going on unexpectedly throughout the film, or was that just us?
It did get very explosiony. I do remember thinking
We were literally like
explosions underwater are a lot more muted usually, like especially when you're that far down. Like
I mean, it's a
Well,
film though, isn't it? Like,
it should be.
imagine Star Wars with actual logic, you'd hear nothing.
okay.
I mean,
a lot of Star Wars
something
takes
I
place.
hate
on a
in Star
planet.
Wars when they're underwater and they have a lightsaber out, and it's like it should be instantly vaporizing all the water around it, and they just it doesn't happen at all.
Every dogfight in space on Star Wars shouldn't be heard, but it is, so which is fine because it'd be boring otherwise.
Yeah, could you imagine just the TIE fighter going around? Just like no noise. You'd be like, what the fuck's going on?
There's
Am I muted or something?
Hang on. Is that true?
Yeah, there's no sound in space.
Is there no sound in space?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Yeah, 'cause-
tiny particles in.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's
because it
like, the
sounds
vacuum of
vibrations,
space
isn't it?
true vacuum. Like there are still particles floating around, but not enough to properly transmit sound.
There you
Yeah.
go. If we had Sam say something smart on FishStakes Bingo, tick that off.
We
Come on,
already
man.
have a couple of
Okay.
bingos.
The thing
Yeah.
was, I mean, if the next one of these is full stakes, I'll make sure
will
to
be.
get bingo for it because
Yeah, it will be.
I couldn't do bingo. I mean, Morgan's got so many entries on the bingo list.
The next
think
one will
James-
definitely be full stakes. It has to be now.
I think
Um,
James has got a fair shout for a few as well, to be honest. Like that biscuit one is definitely got to be on there.
We can expand it. As I said, those are literally just what came to my off the top of my head. I thought I'll have to make this now before I forget, and then I'll see, and then we can.
What we
go
can
from there.
do when you make it, we can put it on screen as like a little thing, and I'll just occasionally just tick one off if we get it.
Like a little thing in the bottom of the corner or something, just to say like here's bingo.
Yeah.
We all need our own bingo sheets, so one of us can win bingo.
Yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
that thing that they generated, I think it makes 30 random orders for you. So each one of us could take our own.
And then you
unique
just need to get it in a row type of thing.
They don't have the same,
If no
like,
one wins in an episode, then we carry the same one over to the next episode.
Yeah. That's fair.
Sick. Well, there's a nice behind the scenes where we've just made the game live.
Live.
But this is what this series offered.
It does. I mean, so
True.
has everyone here seen Falcon and Winter Soldier? Like, I'm assuming
Yes.
we all have.
Yeah, are we allowed to spoil that? Oh, Sam hasn't
I'm
seen
assuming,
it.
Sam hasn't seen
I
it.
guess not then. I guess not.
I'm all fine with it. I'm glad the Marvel train's back going.
Watch what you
Again.
say, Craig. Watch what you say.
It's
Sam hasn't
good.
seen it.
It's good. It is good.
Oh, nearly ruined it.
I'm just glad that WandaVision happened. This is we've got like Loki later in the year. We may have Black Widow in May. Who knows?
Probably not.
I'm just.
I
Go
hope
on.
we're out of lockdown by May. I know they don't want to release it.
We'll be out of
Like,
lockdown,
Disney.
but they won't release it yet because we won't have full cinema capacity yet until
Nah,
the
we
end
will.
of the year. So
Have you seen Texas? They've got it's UFCC.
that's Texas, though. Come on, that's Texas and Florida. That's just what they're like.
Sam, Morgan can't believe someone called Sam hasn't seen Sam and Bucky.
I mean, I still haven't watched any of WandaVision, so...
Oh my god.
Oh no, Sam! You call yourself a Marvel fan? No, I'm joking. But you do need to get on it.
Yeah, I mean, I only watch one TV series at a time, and I'm still on Lucifer, so...
Starting to watch this at some point. I thought I watched season 1. I enjoyed it a lot, but just fell off the track and stopped watching it. But it was good.
Someone should watch Vikings.
You're dying for someone with Vikings so you can talk to someone about it.
I watched the first episode years ago now, and
And you're like,
remember
this is
thinking-
amazing.
Yeah.
I'll come back to this in several years.
No, like, literally, I remember thinking, no, it's really good. I'll watch this, and then I didn't.
I remember like when it was like big, and I was out at like the same time as Game of Thrones. There was some people who like basically the hipsters of the world that were like Vikings is better than Game of Thrones. I like it more than Game of Thrones. And even though like Game of Thrones is probably the best TV show I've made, except for the final season, I think Vikings like people compared them because there's swords and shields and people get stabbed in Vikings.
Fantasy.
But they're totally different. Like they're two completely different shows. Both absolutely phenomenal. Vikings is amazing, but I would never like. Why compare it to Game of Thrones? Like they're both amazing.
I do love that disclaimer though. Game of Thrones is the best show ever made, as long as you ignore the last season.
Well, I'm a firm believer in that. Like, similarly to Lost, which also had a terrible last season, doesn't make the rest of it terrible. Like, so there's people out there now that are like, oh yeah, Game of Thrones sucked. It didn't suck. It had a bad final season, but it was still one of the best TV shows ever
I
made.
think
Like,
for me, the best TV show ever made had a great whole way through and a great ending with Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was amazing for me.
I still haven't seen
Breaking
that.
Bad's pretty good. You haven't seen nothing.
I watched the first season
Breaking
of
Bad.
Breaking Bad.
You probably
and
know.
I had no problems with it. I was enjoying it, but I just wasn't interested enough to keep watching. Like, I just never got round to watching the next episode.
Were you
and
watching
became
it?
a thing with it.
Were you watching it as it was like coming out? Like
No.
weekly?
No. I was watching it. I was like definitely a good. I don't know how many seasons there was in total, but at least like 3 seasons out.
Yeah, I didn't watch it till it finished completely, and then I just binged all of it. It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
I feel like most of it was out when I watched it, and like I said, I was enjoying it, but not enough to not forget about it.
I
Do
think
you know what
Go on,
one of my favorite TV shows ever was until it got real bad. Heroes.
Oh, you know what? Heroes started off so season 1 was like perfection, and season 2 just was like, what have you done? What did you do to it?
I would say I enjoyed season 2.
Oh no, I hate season 2.
I think it was season 3 I started to lose interest in.
Was season 2 when he had the virus that could kill people with powers, and it was like just not right, basically. The Rona was in Heroes. Because I also remember in season 1, Peter could like get anyone's powers, and he could like just use them how much he wanted. And season 2 was like, no, we've nerfed Peter now. He can have one power at a time.
Is season 2 the one where Peter is like in Ireland?
I think so.
He like wakes up in a shipping container.
Isn't it?
Oh, is it? I don't know. That's where it got bad though. That's where I stopped watching.
What is going on in Sam's background? The noise. What is that noise? Is that your boiler or something, Sam?
I think it's Ethan going to sleep. That's the only thing I'm aware of.
Sounds like a boiler, apparently.
It just sounds like static to me, but you know, it could be anything.
I don't even hear it.
Am I doing that? What the hell? God knows.
Can I be dramatic and swing things back around a little bit?
No.
I just wanted to give my I'll try to be concise and give my thoughts on Godzilla and Kong. Right. Okay. I watched. Well, you know I'm Team Kong, and I'll explain why. But bear in mind, as a kid, I really loved the Godzilla film. Despite it, I mean, granted, I had no reference point to another Godzilla film for it, and I was a kid. I've not seen it since. If I watch it now, it'd probably be awful. But so the new Godzilla film, I watched it, and I think like from the trailers, it had this really, really dramatic setup. And one, I was really annoyed that Bryan Cranston was the best character in it and got killed off immediately. And
best character was Godzilla, by the way.
Godzilla's the best character in it, yeah.
I agree with what and why people had an issue with it. Was the fact that I wanted to see Godzilla and I got a bloody family sob story and about 10 minutes of Godzilla and I didn't like it.
That's just most Godzilla films.
Well, I'm entitled to my opinion. People share this opinion with me. People liked it.
You know, when Godzilla released, the critics were like, "There's not enough monsters," and then King of the Monsters released, which is pretty much just monsters on the screen the whole fucking film, and the critics said, "There's too much monsters."
To be honest, I agree.
In that exact phrasing.
I agree with both of them.
Monsters.
Like, I think Godzilla should have been in Godzilla way more than he was. But the 10 minutes of Godzilla in that movie were phenomenal. Like I said, I still think Skull Island is the best movie of the three of them. And I do agree that in King of the Monsters, there was too much going on. Like, it should have just been like Godzilla versus Ghidorah, and they threw like a bunch of other stuff in. But again, like when Godzilla went Super Saiyan, it was amazing. Basically, like they're really good at making epic Godzilla scenes. I feel like overall, Skull Island was the better movie, but like as monsters, Godzilla is just he's so cool.
I mean, Godzilla is like he's like the Goku of the universe.
In King of the Monsters, he gets powered up by a nuclear bomb. Basically, that's why Godzilla goes crazy. It's because they take a nuclear bomb to his hideout where he's like trying to recover and just set it off next to him, and that's how he gets Super Saiyan, basically.
But thing was, I really liked Peter Jackson's King Kong. I thought King Kong had some incredible fight scenes in that. Like, I think he did. Like, I think the thing that you mentioned with Godzilla with the jaw thing, King Kong in Peter Jackson's King Kong did something similar to that. Where I think he opened the T-Rex's mouth, bit its tongue out, and then like broke its jaw, and that was an incredible moment for King Kong.
I've never seen that film, so I've never seen his.
It is really good.
It's not like it's. I mean, Skull Island's a different beast. I mean, Skull Island is also a really, really damn good film, and I think like.
Isn't Peter Jackson's King Kong the game you had, Craig, and you realised it was like an achievement horror game, and you were like, never mind.
Yeah,
I also had that game. Amazing! It's an amazing game.
The thing was, like at the time for a 360 launch game, it was genuinely very good. It was like, holy hell, they've made a good game based on a film, and it looked really good at the time. But then all of a sudden, it was just like, oh, the achievement, I'll just play that game. I'm like, oh, sod you all. I want.
It's not true. It was like right when the 360 came out, there was 2 games, and it was Call of Duty 2 and King Kong. So like, if you bought a 360 on launch, you were getting one or both of them. Like I had both of them, and it was before like no one knew what achievements were when the 360 came out. So
I
you
got Dead Rising on launch.
well, you know, but no one's ever heard of Dead Rising. Come on. Everyone knows what King Kong is, and everyone knows what Call of Duty is. But no one knew what achievements were, so it was a super easy 1000G. But like, I didn't know that when I got it. I just got it because it was King Kong, and I do think it was an awesome game. It was like first person throwing sticks at T-Rexes. It was insane.
It's no
I think a lot of
Avatar.
early games struggled to get achievements right. Like you had several games like that where they were a bit too easy. Then you had other games where they were
Ghost Recon.
impossible. Yeah, I was literally just about to say Ghost Recon, where it's like
Like,
there's an achievement for being number 1 in the world. Like
There was 4. There's 4 different game types online, and there was an achievement for all 4 of them to be number 1 in the world.
that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Utter insanity. That.
I know, and then you had on the
nice achievement.
so you had Ghost Recon that was difficult as hell, and the other spectrum you had Avatar, which is just press A for like a minute and get all the achievements.
To be fair though, I feel like if you're making like a game and you're not sure how well it's gonna do, if you put easy achievements in it, people are gonna buy it.
It's good to sell.
I bought Lost.
Well,
I bought the Lost game because it was an easy 1000G. I was like, I'll do it.
I bought the Lost game because it was on sale in Game Station for 80p.
Admit it, yeah. I paid £2 for it. I think.
I was like, 80p can't harm for a game,
Yeah.
can it?
I
No,
was
why
like, I'll spend £2 for a 1000G.
not? I got mine pre-owned in good old Game Station back in the day.
Same.
So if you're a game
On Game
developer
Station.
and you want some easy money, just start pumping out loads of games that is just free game score. Charge £1 for each. Like,
Craig will definitely buy
We'll
them.
That's
That's
lucky
awesome.
that you said that.
why am I giving that idea out? Like, don't do that.
You should
It's
be
my
charging
I'm doing it.
Sam, when
Oh,
are you
when
planning to
gonna
make a game?
Yes, Sam, make a game.
Now, see ya. End of the podcast.
Sam has quit FishStakes, sorry, he's going to make a video game. Oh, well, you know, good luck in his future endeavours, it's fine.
Stay tuned to the next podcast to see Sam's progress on his video game.
You'll have got their name.
FishStakes, the game.
It's official now, so it's happening.
Oh, fish.
Ha, 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 ha.
Oh yeah, so I just want to finish this earlier point. So
Go on.
then, just on Godzilla, just so I can I want to justify my
Hatred.
my stat. I have no. I mean, you know, if Godzilla versus Kong wasn't a thing, like I wouldn't have to pick a side. I like them all, but then I said, so after watching Godzilla, I was a bit put off and wasn't interested in King of the Monsters when it came out. Watched it further down the line. I was like, you know what? This is everything I wanted. I wanted way more of this in the first Godzilla film, so I loved it.
Yeah, fair.
And on the basis of King Kong and Zilla, I mean, as I said, Godzilla can obviously swim underwater, survive a nuclear blast, can like glow red, go Super Saiyan, and emit bursts which like vaporize things.
He's the
he's got-
Superman of
he's got
that
the
whole
super
world.
beam. So I feel like going into this, someone has to be in Kong's corner because he is severely underpowered in comparison. So you know he is definitely the underdog here because
Yeah.
I mean he's got the brains over Godzilla.
Monkey got axe.
He said
He's
like
a lot,
you know
he's
he
a lot
said,
more nimble
like,
as well.
you know, I mean, yeah, I agree. He's more nimble. Like on land, he's more nimble, and obviously, I feel like he's got more emotion. He's obviously, I mean, I feel like he's more intelligent than Godzilla. But I mean, he's dramatic. That's not. That's just. I mean, vaguely based off the biology of both of them. I can show a
You say
YouTube video.
lizards aren't intelligent, Craig. That's specious.
Specious.
I feel like
I'm gonna
Godzilla's
join
pretty,
Craig with the.
it's pretty smart.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, they're both pretty smart because Godzilla
should
did that
be-
move that Graham mentioned before, where you just ripped someone's mouth open and literally spat in his mouth.
Yeah, because he realised that the atomic breath wasn't harming on the outside. He was like, fuck it, I'll just breathe on the inside then.
But in the same breath, Kong is smart enough to use. So far, it seems to be one of Godzilla's scales as an axe.
yeah,
So both
that
of
can
them are quite
absorb his
Well,
atomic breath.
Yeah.
we will
Basically,
see what happens, but you know they'll both
mean,
have a little tussle. They'll
what's
both be
gonna happen? Yeah,
and
they'll-
then they'll both decide to be the best friends ever and team up against something else.
they'll
I hope
fight
that's
each
the-
other and
I
then
hope
fight
that's the-
Mechagodzilla, basically.
And
Yeah, I hope that's the end.
I found out the other day that this is sort of like my reaction to when I saw the Snyder Cut runtime, because I thought, right, when that comes out, I'll stick it on. I looked at it; it's nearly 3 hours long. Godzilla
Wait,
versus
It's only
Kong. I
4
thought,
hours
Nice.
long.
I'm
Only
happy with
4.
that. Godzilla
Oh, wait,
versus
do you
Kong.
mean? Oh, okay.
Long.
Yeah, Snyder Cut's
That's
4
amazing.
hours. Godzilla Kong is like 3 hours.
I'm
So I
fine with
thought-
3 hours.
So I thought, to be fair though, based off that, I reckon their dealings will probably be done with by about the 2 hour mark, which will give us a good hour of
Yeah.
them versus something else.
It will
Well, it's
spend the
gonna be-
first hour
yeah.
like introducing Kong into the world, then it'll be like introducing Zilla into the film, and then it'll be like both of them teaming up.
They haven't got introduced anyone. They haven't. You just gotta just get them
No,
together.
not
and
introduced, but I
fight.
mean like bringing them into the film. I don't mean like
Yeah.
introducing like,
Well, if
hi,
you-
my
if
name
you-
is Zilla.
If you freeze frame on the trailer, the first trailer came out when they were running down into the subway. If you freeze it when something's coming over the head, you can see it's Mechagodzilla. Basically,
Is Mechagodzilla? Because there's an after credit scene in King of the Monsters where Tywin Lannister, the classic Godzilla character, he goes into like some underground facility and they've ghot one of King Ghidorah's heads in there. So are they making? Is Mechagodzilla like? Are they using Ghidorah's head?
don't know. I haven't really seen a lot about Mechagodzilla myself. I'm still quite watching all the old films to see what happens in them. But from what I'm aware, it's just like a military-made project that like it's got its own AI in it, which might be Ghidorah's brain. Yeah, it might be one of Ghidorah's brains, and that's why it's like gone rogue. Basically, that's why Godzilla's pissed because he's like, "What are you doing, making a new protector? I'm your protector, you little bastards."
So is that why he gets
So I'm
angry?
gonna destroy you all now.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
I'm your
Pissed off.
protector. Destroys a bunch of buildings.
He's made a Titan. They've made a Titan when
Yeah.
he just took out the Titan.
But
you know
does
what I
he,
mean?
does he know about that? Because isn't the story of Kong vs Godzilla? Isn't Godzilla going mental and they have to bring Kong in to fight him?
Maybe that's why he's going mental because he's pissed off that he fucking made a Mechagodzilla.
But then
Like, he
wouldn't
just-
Mechagodzilla be in it like straight from the
He's-
start?
He'd sense its presence, wouldn't he? Because he could
Maybe.
sense Ghidorah as well. So
Darth Zilla.
Do you know what annoyed me about like the Godzilla films? The military made some ridiculous decisions in those movies. Like
They always
first of
do.
all, when Godzilla first appears, and like the Mutos are out and they're like destroying the city, and Godzilla's like on his way to fight them. They don't know at this point. Like this is Godzilla waking up. They don't know anything about him, and they get like 2 aircraft carriers and they just like sail alongside him when he's like on his way to the city, and they're like, somebody tracking Godzilla, and they're like, okay, he's like 1 hour away from the city. Like they don't know he's gonna help. Like why? And it would take him 1 second to just slap an aircraft carrier into oblivion and kill all them people. And I was like, why are they just sailing
know,
along next to this?
It's also like literally the opposite of how you use an aircraft carrier. Like, they're a safe platform to launch aircraft from a safe distance. Like,
you know the guy who's like, let them fight. Him. I
Yeah.
think he told them like Godzilla's actually a protector.
Yeah, but why would you trust one guy? Like one Japanese guy comes in and goes, listen lads, I'm a big fan of this
Yeah.
guy and he's gonna help us out. Trust
I'm
me."
a big fan of his work.
Listen, lads, let them fight. It's fine.
I bought all of his albums.
All his albums.
And then right, he kills both the monsters, and they put him on TV, and they're like, Godzilla, our savior. Like he's literally on TV on the news, and it's like Godzilla, savior of humankind. You know nothing about this monster that has just killed 2 other monsters. He might turn around live on TV and kill everyone, and you're just like, the military are just like, yay, Godzilla's awesome, and he's literally on TV like a celebrity. It's like it's a monster. Like what is
They just-
happening in this world?
They do it like a post match UFC interview where he's just like, so what did you think of King Ghidorah's right hook?
I wouldn't be
well,
surprised.
They might bring in King Caesar at one point, and King Caesar, from what I know from what happened when he was brought into the film originally, is some woman plays a flute and he appears from a cave to fight Godzilla, and Godzilla just decks him and he runs back into his cave. He's like, I'm having none of this, lads. I'll see you later.
Also, another argument I have about Godzilla. He's not really king of the monsters, is he? Because he would have got wrecked. If he didn't
Like,
get nuked up, Ghidorah.
Oh, yeah,
ruined him.
yeah.
Like,
No, technically he's not king of the monsters if you think about it that way, but he did come back and kill Ghidorah still, though, so he is now king of the monsters.
Yeah, but he
Yeah,
had
but
to
he
have
did have-
outside interference. He was basically
Yeah,
doping.
Human help. He had human assistance.
Yeah, he was
So-
doping for this fight.
Question
I
is,
mean-
Graham.
Go on.
Now that they've used King Ghidorah and they may use Mechagodzilla in the next one, if this universe is going to go on, have they already like spaffed the big bads?
No, there's worse than Mechagodzilla. You've got, believe it or not, Space Godzilla. You've also got Destroyer, which is pretty much Satan as Godzilla.
I'm
And you've
sorry, I broke
Bad-
Jake.
You've
I
got
will
Jake,
wait in a second.
and you've
Of
also
all
got
the words you could have chose,
Have they spaffed their big bads? And you've got Biolant as well. Biolant is in the film. Basically, there's this guy tries to get like kaiju DNA and bring back his daughter using it from the dead, thinking he can use
That
it to bring her
sounds
back.
that
Yeah,
sounds like a
it's
great
stupid.
idea.
And
That
then
sounds
he-
like a
he-
fantastic idea.
He does it and instead makes a giant, like 100-foot tall plant monster instead. So you know, where does he go
Plant
wrong?
Never saw that
A
coming.
100-foot plant monster.
No, it starts off like he's trying to bring her back, and then she's like a small plant, and then she starts growing from there basically, and she's a massive plant monster. The Godzilla's got to fight them to be like, listen, I'm not having this in my town.
Chucks her on the kitchen windowsill, gives her Miracle Grow every day. Before long, she's taking on Godzilla for titles.
So there's plenty more that can be used anyway, and I know Toho want to start making their own Godzilla films going forward as well. So they're letting Godzilla vs Kong come out first, and I believe from this year onwards, I think every year there'll be a new Godzilla film, either American or Japanese. So that's pretty cool.
Okay, well, we'll see where we
If
get.
you want to watch a mental Godzilla thing, watch the anime on Netflix. There's a Godzilla there that's like bigger than a planet. So watch that.
bigger than the planet.
It's fucking stupid. He's called Godzilla Earth, and he's ridiculous.
Brave.
So Godzilla in Japanese is Gojira. Do you
Yeah.
know what that means, Graham? As
No.
a fan, as a mega fan, you don't know what that means.
I googled into it, and all honestly, I looked into what Gojira means.
So gorilla in Japanese
lizard.
is Gorira, and whale in Japanese is Kujiro, and Gojira is an amalgamation of the two. So Gojira means gorilla whale.
That's pretty
It's-
cool.
Because a lot of people think Godzilla is like Zilla comes from lizard, and God is like because he's like the king of the monsters. He's like a god lizard. Nothing to do with lizards or gods. It's gorilla whale.
Gorilla, just gorilla whale.
Right.
Why not?
That's
So,
that's
Right, so
immediately
there's a fun
less
fact there.
impressive.
So what was the Japanese for gorilla?
Gorira.
Gorilla. So, Gorira.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's stuttering in the middle of
Say-
it.
Say it with,
Gorira.
you've got to say it with,
So-
you've got to say it with confidence.
Gorira and Kujiro is whale.
Gorilla. So they'd see King Kong and it'd be like, Gorira.
I get well. Latin for gorilla is gorilla. So
There you go. That's something new every day.
yeah, you're learning all sorts on this podcast.
So
Similar fun fact: the longest sentence you can make that makes complete sense by only using one word is buffalo, 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 buffalo.
what?
That's a full sentence.
That is a
means something.
fact. I don't know what it means, but I know that's a fact.
What does it just
How
mean?
many buffaloes is in that?
Just some guy pointing a buffalo and just saying what he sees.
No, there's like they're all different.
No, it's
They're
because
all-
you got
they all mean
buffalo the animal, buffalo the place, buffalo the like descriptive word, buffalo the action, and then it repeats them.
Okay. Interesting.
Anyway,
Sam said
Oh, yeah.
something like informative.
Yeah, Sam said
I
it's
don't know
smart.
if I'd define that
That
one
was
as
on the
smart. I don't know if I'd define that one as smart.
It's a fact. Listen, one day, like you'll be on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and they'll be like, "What's the longest possible sentence with one word?" And you'll be like, "Sam has
Yes.
won me $1 million."
It's
And
buffalo.
I will come looking for my payout.
I can just picture Sam sat there ripping his t-shirt off, and he's got a giant bee in the Superman emblem.
I was wondering where that sentence was going. Why Craig was imagining Sam ripping off his shirt.
Well.
That sounds
Jeremy
right, yeah.
Clarkson would be baffled that you got Buffalo right.
Do you know what? I love, like, has anyone watched the new, like, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Off and on.
Like, I love that they have now a
Ask
new,
Jeremy.
Ask Jeremy as one of the, what are they called again?
Oh yeah.
Lifeline.
Lifeline, yeah. It's great, because
But not
sometimes he
seen
gets it
that.
wrong, and you're just like, lad.
I mean,
love
Imagine
at
getting
that
it
point
wrong.
though, you've got to realize he might not know just because he's the host. It doesn't guarantee that he'll know.
But there was one once where it was a car question, and he was confident as well. Like, he seemed confident about it, like
Oh,
because
no,
obviously
that one he
he's
should.
Jeremy
That one
Clarkson.
he should get. Yeah, that one he should get.
But it was wrong, and he was
Yeah.
just like, "F."
Fuck
These are
this,
the
lad.
risks that you take.
I'm out.
I always wonder. I don't think I've ever seen it, but if like someone did ask the audience and it was like 90% one of them, so they went with it and then it was wrong.
Probably happens.
That's,
There's that guy, wasn't
I'm
there?
sure it's
Whose mate in the audience was coughing him the answers basically because it was like one
Yeah,
cough for 8, 2 for B, and all that.
Does anyone remember what that £1 million question was?
No.
It was
Was
how
that the
many
Google?
zeros? Yeah, how many zeros are in a Google?
Oh, okay.
Can't remember the answer, but I remember that was the question.
I'm pretty sure it's 100.
Oh, Sam, you're a millionaire.
It's a good thing they didn't have to. I mean, granted, imagine if he didn't say the letters like it and said, "I wonder if it's A, B, C, or D," or "I wonder if it's like," and there's someone in the audience going, trying to get to 100.
It's so bad.
He
But,
just goes to his mate. Sorry, I lost count. Can you do that again from the start?
Do you remember that, Jake, or were you not alive?
What, the cough.
That was
Yeah,
pre.
Controversy.
cough
No,
scandal.
I was around for that.
He was like 2 when it happened, probably.
No, just because you're 500 years old doesn't mean
I look good for 500, so I'm happy with that.
well, it's, subjective.
By the way,
Graham is virgin on like Jesus age.
Yeah, I am.
I'm much older than Jesus. Apparently, Jesus is only like 3 years old.
he is. I declare any time before Jesus was born as Presus.
Jesus, that just doesn't sound right. Oh no, Jesus.
Need Jesus, tree Jesus, need Jesus.
Go
Check out our
to
last stream for that.
Halo 3 Lasso.
Yeah. Is that what it's called though? It's like when someone goes before they're meant to. Oh no, I've pre-existed.
Great.
I got James just shaking his head in disapproval.
I don't think it's just James. I'm going to be honest with you, Greg.
I know.
I don't think
I
it's
agree.
just James.
I agree. I said one questionable word, but
I think that was a group just.
Yeah, I think
disappointed.
everyone at some point sort of just went. Even Morgan just said in the chat she was shaking her head. So you
That's
had
fine.
all the fish stakes at once.
Morgan can't shake her head because she's not on video, so it doesn't count.
Can't do it. If you're not on video, you cease existence.
No, as in part of the, if all of us here, you shake your heads, that's fine. I can see you doing that on the podcast, but Morgan can't shake her head now.
All right, okay.
no.
Anyway.
Morgan has no head.
Moving on. What did we all think about our first venture? Well, our re-venture into Halo 3 Lasso.
F.
Please don't die as much. It's so hard to keep track of deaths.
It was painful and also fun at the same time, so.
It's fun for a
Morgan-
while.
Morgan said bleh. As her,
I definitely,
as her response to it.
I don't want a cold spread into this chat, thanks.
It was definitely near the time where me and James were becoming water boys again.
That's
I
like
was,
pain.
I was getting a bit aggravated, but then when we pulled off that shortcut, I got like second wind for Halo Lasso. Then I perked up after that. After we got past, I mean, we did a few little nifty shortcuts. I was quite pleased with us.
The problem with Lasso is that, the longer it goes on, it gets very hard to keep playing then. Because it's like 2 hours and you're like, yeah, 2 hours in, you're like, when will it end?
There was one point where we were literally about like 10% into the mission, and Graham was like, "So are we near the end?" No. Like we'd been in an hour.
I think I remember
we
that.
barely done anything.
I think you just got past the first area and you had a checkpoint, and Graham was like, "So are we nearly there yet?"
Don't forget though, it wasn't just the first area for the first time. It was the second time we'd done that first area because of the DC.
Yeah, but it's still the first area.
Yeah.
It's
It
still...
felt like a bit longer. We've been there for an hour already, but we've done 2 different bits of it. I mean, like as well. What is everyone looking forward to in terms of games coming out? Because there's not a lot at the moment, but what's everyone looking forward to? That I mean, for me, it's Resident Evil Village.
Oh,
Resident
same.
Evil Village,
Resident Evil all day.
It's out in like just under 2 months, I think, and I can't wait for it now. It's gonna be amazing.
Give me that vampire.
Lady Dimitrescu is like 9.5 foot tall, and everyone's just tweeting out, "Step on me."
I'm here for it.
You're here for the 9.5 foot tall woman.
Absolutely. That's what I'm getting. Listen, it took me. I've only just played Resident Evil 7, but I'm getting Resident Evil 8 on day 1.
Yeah, yeah, I can't wait for Resident Evil. Like Craig's playing it as well. He's a horror boy.
Sold.
Well, I haven't, but I mean, I will. It is.
Have you ever played 7 yet?
No, well, I mean, granted, I watched I played the demo, and I thought I'd really like this, and then I watched, I think, all of Achievement Hunter's run through of it, and I thought, you know what, I don't actually think this isn't. I think it took a bit of a different turn to what I was expecting from the demo.
It's great. It's just a full-on horror game.
I think the demo seemed a bit more like supernatural haunting-ish, and then it seemed to go more just horror.
That's what Resident Evil is, though. It's horror.
I know, I agree, but I mean, I feel like from the demo, it seemed very like PT-ish, maybe. But either way, I mean, I've seen an entire run through of it, but I mean, I think I'll still play it. I did it.
It is really fun.
I'll definitely play it. Another game I'm excited for, granted it's a long way off, is both of the Pokemon games.
I mean, one of them's this year, like in like October, so it isn't that far off, really.
I thought it was winter. Well, I suppose that is coming close to winter, but I thought it was going to be like December-ish.
It'd be October, November, won't it? So.
Fair play. Which one was that?
That's the Pokemon Platinum and Diamond remakes.
The remakes.
No, Pearl and Diamond.
Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, they're out this year, and then the Arceus one is next year at some point.
The Arceus.
I don't know which one I look forward to the most, because I like the idea behind the Arceus one, but I like remakes as well.
I wish the remake was in a different format. I'll still play it, but I wish it was
Let's Go. If it was like a Let's Go Sinnoh, that'd be so much better.
I wish the remake was in the same graphics as the Arceus one.
Yeah, I do as
It'd
well.
be amazing.
Can I say it's Arceus?
Is it Arceus? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine then.
Throwing arses about
I need to get Arceus about it, God. That's fine. Yeah, well, I mean, next month as well, Pokemon's out, Pokemon Snap. That's out next month, so...
Yeah,
back on the N64.
Mm.
I'm torn about Pokemon Snap.
I'm getting it because I've got the original and I loved it, so...
But the original wasn't even a good game.
I thought it was. It was just
I
like,
love the
really
original.
fun. Yeah, it's so fun. Trying to figure out how to get Pokemon to evolve and stuff and like figure out the puzzles and that and everything. It was great.
If it's not just like an exact copy of the old one, but with new Pokemon, if it's actually like a...
It is.
I don't know who suggested the idea, but there was someone that was basically like, if it was like a free roam map, we could go and try and just do photo. That'd be so much better.
It's on rails again, like the other one was.
That's disappointing to me.
I mean,
that to me is what I want.
I think the free roam, and you have to just go and look for the Pokemon. That's so much better as an idea.
With it being on rails, I'm happy. That's what I want.
I said I wouldn't probably play any of. I mean, I haven't played one for donkeys, but I'd say I feel like there's enough of the normal ones to allow this one to be a different one.
What do you mean?
Like if the on rails isn't for you, that's fine. But I mean, there's also another billion Pokemon games out there, so you know.
Yeah.
Give on rails a chance.
But it's
Pokemon Snap was originally on rails.
The first Pokemon Snap was in Nintendo 64. It was on rails, so it's like you kind of forgive it more then because there's not much they can do with like the gameplay.
Very true.
But nowadays, there's so much you can do. Like they've literally made a whole free roam world anyway.
I feel like I love the original Pokemon Snap, and then when they announced a new one, I'm actually happier it's on rails because I like the format and I like just being like a path. But you play a path numerous times to figure out how to get Pokemon to evolve, how to get the best photos, how to unlock different areas on that path. It's just really fun. Like in the original, there was like a bit where you had to like knock a Charmander into the lava and it turns Charmeleon, and later on you knock it again, it could turn into Charizard. Stuff like that was just really fun to figure out.
I loved going around to my mate's house we'd literally like have like afternoons where we'd sit there and try to figure things out like that, and it was great.
Yeah, it's just really fun.
Did you ever go to Boots and print your photos out?
No, I didn't actually. I didn't do that.
That was like that was the point of the game.
I remember that. And I remember the Game Boy at one point had wasn't it like in the original Pokemon or something? If you got all Pokemon, you could attach the printer to the Game Boy and print out your certificate.
But it was impossible to get all the Pokemon in this country without cheating.
Yeah, I know it was.
Because the only way to get Mew was at a Nintendo event in Japan. So literally, it was impossible. It annoys me because I know that now that I'm older and I've researched it, but there were kids in school that were like, yeah, I caught all the Pokemon. And it's like, I wish I could go back now and be like, you cheat, you're lying, cheating, fraud. It's literally impossible.
Report them to Nintendo.
I got a Mew traded to me when I was on holiday in Spain. Was it legit? Don't know, but it was traded to me.
Probably not.
I had the Game Shark, so I was the guy in the playground trading everyone Mews and stuff. But I was open about it. Like my Game Shark was there, plugged into the top of my Game Boy. It was not a real Mew, but you know.
Remember the old theories as well, where you go to like the van next to the SSN or something, and you click it at the right time, or something, Mew would appear.
That is true. That is real. To be fair, you can actually do that. But again, it's not. It was a glitch. It was taking advantage of the coding in the game, the way the coding works, to force spawn a Mew. But it was real.
The coding, wasn't it, like they don't expect a random encounter, and the only non-random encounter was Mew, so it had to use that spray or something.
And you had Missing though as well. Missing the legend.
There was another glitch where if you fish on a certain gyms, you know the statues when you go in, there's like the gym statues left and right. It's got your name on it. If you fish on one of them in one of the older editions, you can find a Mew from that as well, apparently.
Missing though as well was one of the best glitches where you could duplicate your red candy, couldn't you? With Missing though, but it spawns. It's like basically a weird amalgamation of a Pokemon, wasn't it? So
that was risky though, because Missing no can break your game.
Never broke my game for me. So
it could absolutely break your game.
You take it into a fight, it's like level 999, and then after the fight, it's like a Kangaskhan, it's like level 6. Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, some of the old stuff like that's just great. I'll never forget, like Johto best region. So it's Johto, isn't it? Yeah, Johto. Yeah,
that's the silver and gold.
Yeah. So Craig, will you be getting either of the Pokemon games, and Sam, will you be getting either of them as well? Are you that into Pokemon? I know you both play Pokemon Go a fair bit, or at least where you could when the world was normal, but
a fair bit. Craig's still on it now. Craig's hammering Pokemon.
I was mainly thinking about Sam in that sense, I'm going to be honest. I was mainly thinking Sam.
James's recent part. I mean, I haven't owned like a Nintendo console for yonks. So.
Do you have a Switch?
No. I don't have a Twitch. I didn't even have a DS. So, I mean,
I never had a DS.
So I haven't.
I had a few.
I haven't been in there.
Would you get a Switch?
Probably not.
I can't believe the guy who plays Pokemon Go more than any of us combined is not going to play one of the console games.
Yeah, but it's also the guy who didn't play Pokemon Go on release.
A
year later. The whole world considered it dead.
Yeah. And Craig's on the hype train a year late, and then he's also not going to get the new games when they're out.
I mean, I might get it. I mean, Kirsty's got a Switch, so I could play it on that. I don't have one myself. I mean, I still haven't played Let's Go either.
I'm getting Diamond 100%.
Let's Go is good.
Let's Go is good.
Let's Go is good. It's really nostalgic as well. So
I think the game I'm looking forward to at the moment is Darktide.
Oh yeah, the new Warhammer one.
Yeah, because I'm really enjoying our playthrough at the moment of Vermintide 2, and it's a similar genre of game, isn't it? But in a more modern / futuristic setting. So it's just
Vermintide 2 has been a surprisingly good game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard that. Yeah.
I would have been tempted to, alongside our playthrough, to pick up one of the other characters so I didn't mess up progress and play through stuff with that. The only reason I haven't is time. I'm still playing through Assassin's Creed and I've still got Cyberpunk to play through, but I am really enjoying it. So I'm looking forward to Dark Tide.
So
Hoping
fun.
that's good. Similar. If it's literally just the same as Vermintide 2, but with a different skin on, then I'd be happy because that's all.
Can't harm, yeah. We tried it for a laugh, didn't we, for Halloween, and then we were like, shit, this is actually
We
really
actually all
good.
really enjoyed it by the end of the film. We were like, they should do more of this.
Basically, like a medieval Left 4 Dead now.
Yeah.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
with a lot of rats. There's a lot of rats everywhere.
But it's
rats?
a little bit.
With
There's rats in Vermintide. What? But there's a little
Mansions
bit
in
more
Minecraft.
than a little bit more than Left 4 Dead because you've got like the classes and the abilities which in Left 4 Dead you don't like. You have the characters, but they don't really do anything different from each other.
Mm.
Yeah.
But in Vermintide, you've got like the fire mage who I play. You've got like the dwarf who Sam plays.
Battle mage, not fire mage.
Well, I'm a
I think
mage and I
like
use
the
fire.
dungeon crawler. I quite like the dungeon crawler aspect, of just like playing through it, getting better gear, so you can play through it at a high
Yeah.
level and get better gear, and play through it at a high level and get better gear.
Reminds me of
Which
Diablo.
I get is a bit, yeah, exactly. I'd love another new Diablo.
Well, we're getting Diablo 2 remastered this year, Sam, on consoles. So
We are, so we'll see. Like, I'm always just a little bit skeptical about remasters and stuff. I feel like sometimes they rely a bit too heavily on nostalgia, and I didn't play it originally, so there's no nostalgia for me. So if it's done to good modern standards, then it'll be good.
I played the shit out of Diablo 2.
It could fall a bit flat.
James, what you came to the point?
Speaking of remasters, who's excited for Mass Effect Legendary Collection?
I'm looking forward to playing it again.
I think it's gonna be sick.
Yeah, I can't remember one.
Yeah.
I can't remember any of them. In all honesty, at this point, it's been that long. I can't remember most of them. I remember there's a crazy convict woman called Jack who's a fucking badass in it.
That's Mass Effect 2.
She's amazing. Tali, Garrosh. Is it Garrosh?
Garrus.
Garrosh is
Calibrate.
Warcraft. So I'm looking forward to playing them again. They look like they've had a massive uphaul as well from the previous versions. So
Yeah, they were sick.
and the controls, the makeover fixed. So thank God. That was a terrible thing to drive in originally. So no, it'll be
Morgan's
good.
excited to play it for the first time. So there you
Morgan's
go.
got so many games to
FishStakes-
finish first.
The FishStakes member from Beyond the Grave is channeling in her thoughts through, I guess I'm the medium.
I tell Morgan this all the time, but she needs to actually go back and finish Dragon Age Inquisition. I think Sam's finished that game now
No,
as
I
well.
haven't.
I forgot.
I was like,
Oh,
I'm gonna say probably about 3/4 of the way through it. And then Assassin's Creed came out, so I just swapped over and I still have to
It's
finish
just such a good game, Inquisition, because one was fantastic, and then 2 was a bit, and then Inquisition was fantastic again. So
She said,
no
listen,
one-
Graham, I'll play what I want when I want. You can't tell me shit in capitals.
Whatever.
I do what I want.
I'm just saying.
I'm pretty sure one of the rules of the chat there is to not have all capitals. So Just be yourself.
I'll allow it because it's not all caps. There's also no bullying, but it's to Graham, so I'll allow it.
I'm not allowing it.
kick her out.
Alright.
Anna.
Yeah,
Alright.
banner. 24-hour ban.
Ban Hannah.
It's okay. It's okay because according to Graham's logic, you can't ban what doesn't exist. And if you're not one of the 5 people in this stream, you don't exist according to Graham.
It's true.
Shut up. But no,
Damn,
I think we've pretty much covered most things I was going to talk about today.
There was one thing I quickly wanted to say before we
Ooh.
got to the end. I wanted to do like a round all of us one at a time, just
Godzilla.
just your thoughts on. I mean, to be fair, we could probably spend an entire podcast on this one topic, but just your thoughts on upcoming Halo Infinite, just off the bat.
Looks sick.
Like a
Okay.
one-liner. You just want a one-liner.
I mean, you can go for a paragraph. I mean, I wasn't.
If you want to do an essay, it's fine. Whatever. Just say what you want. It looks amazing.
Just
The
how you
graphics-
feeling? Are you feeling better than when it was first shown last year?
Yes.
Yes, the graphics look a lot better. However, I do want Craig the Brute to be kept looking as shit as he did. I need Craig the Brute
feel
in
like-
there, still looking terrible.
I feel
Craig
like
the
he
Brute
gained. I feel like he gained a lot of attention to the point where even if they improve the model of Brutes, they'll just keep that one in there
Craig's
as
definitely
like an
staying.
Easter egg.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
think he's safe.
I think Craig the Brute is going to be an Easter egg. You remember like some of
Mm.
the classic Halo, like Halo 3 had some really good Easter eggs where like they were really out the way and you really had to like parkour your way to get to them.
Mm.
I reckon Craig the Brute's going to be like that. I definitely
Yeah.
think he's going to be in the game.
Listen, man,
Yeah, he'll be in the game 100%. There's no way he's not in that game now, basically.
I'll say
Yeah.
recent screenshots look pretty solid. I'll wait to see actual gameplay to see.
I think
Have you seen the sniper rifle now? Fucking hell, it looks
Yeah.
incredible.
yeah, it looks sick. I hope they bring back the original like Halo 1 pistol as well. 'Cause that was,
Oh yeah.
that's a classic. But I think it was all a bit of a ruse by Microsoft.
Do you think
I
they
think-
didn't do it
yeah.
aggressively in the first place?
I think they knew it was bad, but they needed a reason to delay it. So they wanted people to be like, "This doesn't look great," and then they went, "You know what? We're
Oh.
gonna delay." Because you remember when Cyberpunk got delayed and everyone kicked off. When Halo
Yeah.
got delayed, everyone was like, "Yeah, you better delay it." Do you know what I mean?
But,
feel like
now they look like they're the good guys.
I mean, look at Sonic the Hedgehog for a good example of that.
Terrible.
Do you remember Sonic's original design?
Yeah, I think that was a ruse as well.
That was definitely a ruse. They just were like, right, this film isn't ready in time. What do you want to do? It's like, show them this design of Sonic we made up. It looks fucking terrible. And everyone's like, this looks shit. Fix it. And they're like, oh, yeah, of course we'll fix it. Don't worry. And they fixed it. Like, hey. Do you know
But
what
it
I
was
mean?
also like insanely good marketing because like
Oh,
the
yeah.
crappy Sonic went viral. Everyone knew about crappy Sonic. So then in turn, everyone knew about Sonic when it released.
Yeah. And if no one's seen it yet, watch it. It's actually a really good film.
I haven't seen it yet.
Pretty good.
It's
I think that whole scenario as well gets people invested then. Do you know what I mean? Because you've got people who usually probably wouldn't care, who've been like, no, this is terrible, you need to
Yeah.
remake it.
They'll have
Then it gets
seen the
people
bad
to, like,
version.
oh, look, we've been listened to. Hey,
Yeah.
let's go watch it.
They'll,
like
they'll,
me with-
they'll...
Me with Doobie Woofer. Like I
Shout
did this.
to
I fixed
Woofer.
Assassin's Creed.
Shout to Woofer. No, you're watching.
I did fix Assassin's Creed though. If you play Assassin's Creed and it was broken on in absence of an Alderman quest, then you've got me to thank. 'cause
Yeah,
I
Jake's
single-handedly
forums constantly every day.
got
You-
that game fixed.
You can thank us by subscribing and following all of our socials down below.
Slap them bells.
Wait,
No, you're pointing to Craig there, Jake. So, and Craig's
mean-
pointing to the corner of the video.
I don't know where Craig was pointing, but thank you,
Oh,
Morgan,
yeah.
just on the socials command. So
It's below me, so it's fine. So amazing. We're gonna be doing these podcasts like I'd say once a month, really, at the very least.
he
Anyway,
talks about it as like we haven't discussed it. Yeah, we are going to do these once a month.
because it's nice just to.
Should we do them once a month? do you
I think we should
reckon,
do
guys?
them once a month, Sam. I think once a
It's
month's
nice
good,
to get
don't
on
you?
Just
Yeah.
a waffle. For a bit.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
It's good to have a waffle every now and then, especially when we're all stuck in our room. So anyway, so.
Morgan said she'll phase into existence for the next one. We didn't agree on like doing a set day every month. Did we? It's just going to be a random day that we're all free.
Well,
Whenever
no,
we're
no. I think we did agree on Sunday.
Did we?
Yeah,
Because-
so Sunday's fine.
But was it a random Sunday though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
not like a set Sunday
Yeah.
in the month, but because through the week's going to be difficult for people at work. And then a Saturday, I know Craig said he was busy on most Saturdays. When the
normal.
world returns to normal, I'm going to be busy pretty much every Saturday. So, like, I feel like Sunday's the only really good day. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
stay tuned for like another Sunday of this random, just absolute bullshit chat that we just waffle through loads of things.
But do keep an eye on our Twitch, like set up like notifications for it, because we are going to be
Yeah.
more active on our Twitch. So you'll find us
Absolutely.
doing something
have-
or other on it.
We have me
What?
doing the Pokemon Coliseum playthrough. We have James, Craig, Graham, Morgan doing the Lasso streams.
Craig's indie
We've got
corner
a
as
lot-
well.
Yeah, I'm going
Yeah,
to do
we'll
an
have-
indie game. It's happening. It's coming.
Craig's gonna do a few indie games. Me and James are
It's
gonna do
gonna
a way out
move.
Code Vein, and yeah, a lot of people are gonna do a lot of
Me and
bits.
James are going to finish Saints Row Get Out of Hell that we started 4 years ago.
I'll play something random at some point.
Graham, that's literally been you on Xbox for the last week, playing something random.
What would you something random?
Like, every time I've
Like
turned it
Pillars
on,
of something or whatever.
on like
What?
something. I'm like, oh, is he playing that again now? Oh,
Pillars
he's
of
starting.
Eternity. I've been playing. I've got like 120 hours in this game now. It's fucking long. I didn't think it'd be this fucking long.
I've seen him on that a bunch.
Isn't Steam Universe the recent like the thingy that's coming out?
What?
The Skyrim-esque game that got announced not long ago.
Skyrim-esque game?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh, what was it called? Microsoft showing it. It looked like
There
it looked like
was only a teaser,
Oh.
there was like arrows
Avowed.
through and
Yeah, about
Avowed.
Avowed looks amazing.
That Avowed is in the Pillars of Eternity universe.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Pillars of Eternity is really good. It's like Diablo, Sam, but you have your own team and you've got to try and go through your quests and that. It's really fun, but it's fucking long. I thought it wouldn't be this long. I'm invested now, so.
unlike Morgan, he's going to finish the games that he plays.
Oh.
Burn.
So we should probably wrap up here.
Sound. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think it's Tom who joined us for the last stream the other day. Did join, but he is quite late. But we can confirm that he is Team Kong.
Okay, very
So,
good, very good. Thank
there
you
you
for
go.
being on Team Kong, Tom. I appreciate it.
Team Monkey.
Kong
Monkey.
because I main DK on Smash.
Ah, okay. Yeah, fair.
Solid.
Yes. So
Fun fact: Donkey Kong is not King Kong.
On Smash,
The
Smash.
more you know.
fun fact: Donkey Kong is not Godzilla.
Yeah, but who cares?
If we're talking Smash as well, I main Joker on Smash, which I think only James has played Persona.
Is Lucario still in it?
Lucario's in it. It's the whole Smash roster from past and present.
I told Jake to play Persona, but he's just not playing it.
Do you know what it is?
You know what
It's
James
because
played
it's on
with too much
PlayStation.
time.
No, it's because it's on PlayStation. I will play it, but it's on PlayStation, and I just
Well,
hate going on
good
PlayStation.
news for you is current rumor going around is it's going to get announced for Xbox Game Pass in the next
I mean,
month or two.
that'll be so much easier if it is.
Persona 5 Royale on Xbox Game Pass, which would be amazing. I'd play it again.
The
Really?
minute that goes on Game Pass,
Please.
the minute that goes on Game Pass, I'm downloading it and playing it.
You heard it here first. Jake's going to commit to a game for this long.
Maybe stream it. Who knows? You'll know if you stay here on our Twitch. Not forever,
Forever.
but just when we
No,
stream it.
Yeah, don't leave. Just keep
Don't
watching
worry.
the podcast until Jake comes back on Persona.
Subscribe, set up notifications. So,
Yeah, if you follow us, you'll get live notifications, and if you follow
Yeah,
us on all our
when we go live.
socials, all down below, we'll do notifications when we go live on
Told you, we just
Facebook, on
Craig Ed.
Instagram, on Twitch, Twitter. Even.
All
Next
down
time,
below for you is Craig's head.
Well,
Just put it in
it's at the very bottom. Go beyond Craig's head, and they're at the bottom.
next time we do one of these, Godzilla vs Kong will be out. So like
We can have a discussion
We
can
about
can
have a
it.
give you
discussion
our
of the-
feedback, yeah, on the
the
film.
post fight. Yeah, we'll do a post fight podcast.
Absolutely.
I'm sound with that. Yeah, this time next month.
So,
Monkey.
thanks for watching. Make sure to follow us on YouTube. Well, subscribe to us on YouTube. Slap the bell. Give us a like. Don't know if we said this is going to be on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify, but if it is, if you can, rate us, whatever the best is. Much appreciated. And
Yeah.
keep an eye on our Twitch for the next one of these, which will be probably in about a month's time.
Toodaloodles.
Thanks for watching.
Teddy bye.
Not done it.
Bye.
Bye.
Ta-ra.
Right, kitty.